see if it works. Live streaming. See if it's actually doing it, and if we have audio, we're going to know in a second here. Because Marvin's watching it. Is it going live?
We got it.
Look at this. Like professionals. Almost
like professionals.
It's very similar to
Very
professionals.
similar, too. If you close an eye and tilt your head.
We had to tilt our head a lot because we had a crooked.
A little bit.
All right, we're going to start with 69 minus 2 equals 500.
That's right. We know our maths. Okay.
We did the math on this.
Yeah.
We are 2 episodes away from Vlog Thursday 69, and we are 500 uploads according to the... I use TubeBuddy as a plugin to track my stuff, and this is the 500th video publicly
500.
posted. That's a lot of them.
Right there.
And I say publicly posted because there's a few videos that are like embedded places where when we set up samples, so I know I've uploaded more, but yeah, there's a lot of freaking videos on here. So, yeah, audio is good. Yes, thank you very much. This is actually something interesting. So now that we have a studio computer that we're working on, it's not built the way I want, like all mounted and clean. There's a mess over here. But now we can actually just hit start stream, and it just streams from that camera with that, with that microphone, and it just works.
It's amazing.
Yeah, we really like this. We're using OBS Studio. I'll actually do a video about how this setup is done once we have it looking right. First, before we jump into any tech stuff, big shout out to our friend over at Manatee IT, Glenn. He sent us the bomb nuts right here.
His nuts are the bomb.
His nuts are the bomb. He sent us the ghost peppers.
And the ultimate insanity.
Ultimate insanity, which Steve did not read the level that you're supposed to cook with it. And he put it in his mouth.
Man, I haven't
said, that's really hot.
I haven't even tried this one yet.
Yeah. Now, mystery person, please step up. We want to talk about these. These are volcano pepper. They're powders, and we love them.
We do.
We don't know where they came from. They showed up in a box without anything in them, so we don't know who to think. We've had them for a little while. We mentioned it a little while ago. We've sampled them. We love them, and they're really good.
Volcano dust.
Volcano dust. These are really good.
Chocolate habanero, surprisingly good.
Yeah. So
I might want some.
Yeah, the chocolate habanero or something. But yeah, these ghost pepper nuts, amazing. These this is almost gone, and now we're going to be ordering more of this. So there's that. All right. I apparently inspired someone to get on YouTube and Twitter. As long as I didn't inspire you to get on Facebook, you're good. Anyways, let's... Yeah, remember to run my phone. I actually did that before we started, so I got that. So we can't go too long on Vlog Thursday. I'm supposed to be somewhere. He has to be somewhere a little later. I'm supposed to be somewhere now, but I can't make it, so I'm here because I have a bunch of work to do. What?
I put way too much chocolate habanero on my finger.
Yeah. So, hot sauce stuff. A couple new things. We have our Amazon influencer store. I want to give a big shout out to Chris at Crosstalk Solutions. And
he finally gave the kick in the butt that was
he's
needed.
like, Tom, why don't you have this set up right? And it's like, because Amazon broke it. I didn't feel like I hate tech support. Even though I am tech support, I don't like tech support. So I didn't want to contact tech support to figure out how they broke my store. They got my store fixed, so you guys can help the channel out by clicking on the Amazon store and ordering stuff if you need something from there. We're starting to stock it with some parts. In different things we do.
Hot sauces.
And hot sauces. That's all coming soon. The store's working. We have a handful of things in there, but we're adding more. So that's another big thing we're doing. Yeah, so the other things I want to talk about, we did move over to free PBX, and we have the porting process done. So we'll do kind of a follow-up video. Chris helped me through it and did some tutorials, so I'm hoping to release a video on how we set it up and some of that. I contracted Chris from Crosstalk Solutions for that work because he is an expert at it. So got that. UniFi Gateway XG, will I purchase one? Most of my purchases are related to whether or not clients need them. That's how most of my review stuff comes in. Maybe one day I'll be one of the cool people that just get free stuff sent to them for reviews. Wink, wink, nod, nod to any sponsors listening.
Just saying.
If you send us stuff, I don't mind reviewing it. So if you would just mail me things,
It will be an honest review, though. So if your thing sucks, we will tell you that it sucks.
Yeah, or we won't even review it. I have a couple things that got sent to me, and I'm like, this is an awful product, and I'm sorry. I'm not even going to bother with the review because I really don't like it, unless you really want me to tell you why you don't like it, or you'd like me to tell YouTube why I don't like it. So we were moved over to Free PBX. We're waiting on the port to come over. Now, that being said, when you call our number, you hear the Ring Central transferring you over to us. And if you start mashing buttons before, and I don't know how to tell people not to do this, if you just start mashing buttons before, it tries to go to our old system and fails and lets you know. And people are letting us know this, and like, we know. Don't press the buttons until it says you can dial the party's extension now. So for those of you that keep trying that, then...
Maybe we should put one of those... wait for the end of the message as our options have changed.
Yes, because our options have changed.
Yeah.
So we record the messages, and we're working on some details. And I mean, the whole system works, but if you start messaging as soon as you dial, it fails. That's a Ring Central problem. Nothing we can do. When they forward them, they do that. We had a couple more days, not till Tuesday will it actually forward. But if you actually wait and listen to the prompt, you can talk to us. Now,
isn't that a band till Tuesday?
Till Tuesday?
I think it's a band. It's a band from the 80s, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Pretty sure.
Yeah. For someone just asked, this is an X250. I've done a review of it. You can find it on my YouTube channel. This is the ThinkPad I'm using. I just want to get this out of the way, though, because we get a lot of phone calls, and we get a lot of phone calls for support and things like that. We apparently angered someone who was upset that we did not directly sell. He seemed upset, at least, based on what my staff told me, that we did not directly sell UniFi equipment because he wanted someone who sold it and supported it, and they could just ask us questions because he wanted to do something for his house. That's fine, but we don't sell it directly. For one, you can get it from our Amazon store. We're not a direct reseller. The margins are very low on a lot of this stuff. You don't make very much. And the person wanted full support. And I'm like, well, we have fees for that. We gave them the fee. Well, I want it for free is essentially what the impression. I'm like, I don't know how to pay my people if I don't charge you. And so the person didn't really, they seemed kind of upset and perturbed about it. Also, completely related to that is we don't mind if you email us. You're more likely to get a response. Because I get a lot of people like, hey, Tom, what do you should I get this or this for a home? And I might reply to quick answers like that. Things that are harder for me to reply to. If you send me a really in-depth layout and plan of your network, if you want me to really review that and put some time into it, well, that comes back to fees. I do this for a living. I give away a ton of information for free on my YouTube channel. I do my best to reply to questions, but I feel, I don't want to upset people, but sometimes when they send me really in-depth things, I'm going to have to send you, you got to kick me some dollars for me to review your 30 devices and how you want them to interconnect. I mean, I can do network planning. That is something you just have to pay me for. That's all. So, yeah.
No, I'm the customer. I want it free. I'm always right.
Yeah.
Everybody's the alpha nerd. It's something that we're seeing more and more, though. I don't know if it's just because we're getting we're getting calls and stuff from a larger population of people, so the percentage of people who want things free are kicking up, but I don't understand the people that just assume you're going to give them services for free.
Well, especially because, the conversation, as I understand it, started out, I wasn't on the phone. I kind of heard it in the background because I was on another line. And I think they wanted just to buy something for their home, like $100 UniFi home access point. And I'm like, great. The margin, if we were to buy that, we're going to make $9 on it. At some point, it costs more in wages to pay someone to walk you through the settings on it than the $9 of margin you make selling it. That's one reason we don't really sell the hardware. Margin on hardware is a race to the bottom. It's this big. I've seen people try to put the markup on it, but the world has become flat. People know what things are. So, which IRC servers am I on? Sorry, I keep jumping as I keep reading this. IRC, you can usually find me on Freenode. You can often find me hanging out in the SMLR on Freenode, which is the Sunday Morning Linux Review for the podcast. If any of you don't know, Sunday Morning Linux Review, smlr.us, is a podcast that I do with a few friends every other Sunday. You can find me on IRC. You can find on there. You can listen to more of me babbling on with a couple people smarter than me talking about Linux and open source. So...
I like this. Stuart said, just ask these people how much they would charge you to sort M&Ms by color for 1 hour. If it's greater than 0, then your argument has been made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we sort packets by the hour, not M&Ms.
Ha
There we go.
Zing.
Yeah, that's been some of the fun. And me and Steve, and I know, someone commented I talked over Steve a little bit, but it goes back and forth. Steve talks over me most of the time. He actually gets quiet a little bit on the videos.
What?
Yeah, I know. Weird.
Crazy.
So we talked about some of the disaster recovery and planning we did for a client, and it just all went wrong. If you wanted to see that video, that was something we wanted to cover. And it's one of those things, like, it's hard to predict, and I'm not going to reiterate everything we reiterate there. My son is standing off to the side laughing. It's a
Creepily walks up and
yeah. But it's one of those things to think about, is all the things that go into disaster recovery planning, and we talked about that. Watch that video if you're kind of interested, because there's a lot of that goes on here in thinking. So I shared a lot of my thoughts on that. I also did the video, and I seemed to get a lot of positive feedback, and I helped a couple people because they didn't understand, and I'm just going to cover it real quick here. The Media Wiki video, I did it. It's got our documentation. We got all of our stuff put up there, so you have the template, you have all the things to kind of the basis of starting of how we do some of the documentation for our clients. Inside of that, I put a VM because of the difficulties I know in setting it up. That took me some time to do because there's some trickery you have to do to get the VM set up here in 2018 because of pinning old versions. Rather than having you chasing down and reading through documentation that's scattered across to make all the plugins that we have work, I built it with all of the plugins in it. It is ready to roll. Matter of fact, we gave it to another company the other day. I mentioned it to them, and they said they were working on it and got stuck, and they didn't see the video, and I told him about it. He's like, well, that's perfect. I'm just going to download it, and I'm like, There you go. So that's, that is one of those things that you can absolutely go ahead and enjoy. You have it. And if you need help customizing it, I mean, here's the thing. Most of the work is done. Either A, you can stop and learn MediaWiki yourself, or if you need help securing and customizing it into your environment and setting a static IP because you're not that Linux savvy, that's something we can do, and it's going to cost you a lot less. And we're working out some new forms and some new tiered pricing to help people with projects. Now, here's how it goes. We have a rate for charging if we do the work where we can flat rate it. But then when you go, hey, I just want to sit on the phone and you walk me through it, that rate's a whole lot higher, by the way. So people get turned off because they want to learn, and I get it. Learning's great. But when you want my personal or one of my staff's personal learning time, the rate's a lot higher than going, make this VPN work. No problem. Log in. We can do the VPN like in our sleep, setting up like a pfSense open VPN, setting up separate network routing rules, setting up DNS or filtering or whatever it is that someone wants done. That's a project-based plan, but you don't get to watch me do it. It's only because if you're stopping and asking me questions every few minutes along the way, it gets done really slow and it takes us a lot more time, which means it's going to cost you a lot more. So, and today here in the U.S., it is
thanks, Zach. Zach gave us $4.99.
Thank you very much, Zach. Sweet.
He ran cables in his house.
When I removed the cable and tried reconnecting to the port, it won't accept it. Okay. You broke two of the APs. Sorry about that. Yeah. Anyways, not sure about that. Parsoid stuff is a pain. You're right about that. So, but quickly, it is bring your kid to work today. And my kids come to work anyways. One of them does. This one, the one that keeps wandering in and out of frame. He's excited because he wants to be a famous YouTuber like every kid his age does. But he chokes when he gets in front of the camera. So he just smiles and he's like, He plays games good though, of course.
Smile and nod.
Smile and nod.
Exactly.
Just smile and nod, Marcus. That's he's learning. It takes time to get used to it and actually look at the camera and stuff like that. But like I said, I give away a lot. I don't mind helping out people. That's why I reply to so many emails and everything else. So that's been, it's just part of my obsessive behavior. The fact that the 500 videos that we have, if you look, most of those 500 videos are all from the last about year.
Yeah.
Like about 90% of them you're going to find were probably uploaded within the last year, because we also just celebrated our 1-year anniversary with this new building. This is our 15th year in business, but 1 year at this building. So this is the third building we've had. because before it didn't exactly, well, there's a lot of story to it. Maybe I'll do a whole history of my business if anyone actually cares. You want to know how I got here? Well, let me tell you a story. We won't cover all that today, but I started this in 2003, and I moved a couple times based on services we offered in ventures I went into with the company. But because we didn't have retail, then we did have retail, then we had to close that retail, move the retail to a new location, and then we closed that building and moved it to a relocation again, which is right here. Is the short story of that.
With a studio and everything.
Yeah, so. Then we went all out on YouTube. We got a studio and everything else, and yeah, somewhere between I made kids. There's one of them. I have offspring. All right, you're distracting.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the go behave. That's the go behave. So he's generally well behaved, but he's a little excited because there's people watching.
72 people.
72 people
right
watching.
Now.
In other news, we had a fun phone call this morning. This is the rarest. This is I've never had this happen before. We called a client because we're like, why is something going on right now that's sucking up all the bandwidth? We noticed it because they're a managed client and their server was pulling a lot of bandwidth. And just the client actually, they had run this before, but they usually don't run it during the day. They had their backups running. They have a second backup they run. They were running it in the middle of the day, and they were happy to know that we keep an eye on everything.
Yeah.
And when we seen the server was being extra loaded, it flagged an alert. We seen it. We looked real quick. It was running. We identified what was running real quick was they run their own backups because they trust us. They said, but they still run their own backup on top of that. Which is good.
Yeah.
It's funny. We actually called out a client who was doing his own thing. So he was actually doing good. And he just says, I forgot to run it last night because he backs up to one more archival copy of things. That he backs up to. He has a Glacier account with Amazon, and he backs that up. So I thought, he was kind of laughing. We're like, yeah, this is actually...
you were doing the right thing. Okay. Excuse us.
Yeah, excuse us. So you're doing the right thing again.
Mm-hmm.
That being said... someone else had asked me, and I'm going to do some accounting videos because I did some more Invoice Ninja videos and showing how we do things and how we move stuff around in Invoice Ninja, like how we do billing, how we do project billing versus task billing versus most of the general IT billing. And someone sent me a message, and it's kind of longer, but in short, what they had said is like, I just create it sounded like they were just a one-man show, and they create all these tickets, and then they stop and write all those tickets and copy them all again into the invoicing system. Sure. And I replied with the video that we did about how we streamline that. Like, we generally don't need a ticket. Someone calls, this is a perfect example. They called, they couldn't open a PDF. That wasn't open. Turns out it was the website, but either way, they're an unmanaged client. We keep a persistent connection with Screen Connect. They called us, couldn't figure out the PDF problem. They had enabled something, it was like only a few clicks. Okay. There's a bill for 15 minutes, because that's the minimum bill with this client is 15-minute bill. We were actually on the phone with them, total of 9 minutes, but they're happy to pay the 15-minute bill. We sent it, boom. Another client, the register.com went down the other day. And when it went down and came back up, a combination. It was a whole bad thing. They had made some mistakes. Once again, unmanaged client. They let their register.com, where they had their domain registered, they let it expire. It expires. Their email goes offline, which is their hint that it's expired because they forgot to update the email. They forgot to check the emails register.com sent them to renew their domain.
I was going to say, the hint that they were supposed to to renew came 6 months ago.
So, hint the renews where it came. So this is just an exact workflow of what happened. So that happens, and at the same time, register.com was having all kinds of DNS or some type of issues when you tried to log in to their system on Monday. So they did get the bill renewed by calling them on the phone. They would take their money, but the DNS for their mail was pointing wrong because when it came back online, for whatever reason, register.com did not point it back at their Office 365 email system. They pointed it back at register.com, so the emails were bouncing. So they call us to solve it. We log in and fix it. And because of that client, in the time I spent on the phone with them, right away, a half-hour bill, and we sent the invoice. Well, we did wait 24 hours to send the invoice because their mail was broken.
Right.
But we're already paid on that. So that invoice was sent on Tuesday and paid on Wednesday, and now it's Thursday. Mm-hmm. Like, why wait? Why create a whole ticket for it? Why not just go through and, you get on the phone, fix DNS, update register.com, boom, send it. All right, have a great day. Here's your bill. This is that. and the same thing, the other bill's paid too for fixing the PDF reader. They're happy. They're paying a small bill. Everybody wins. So it's just really fun. Could I do a video about becoming a WISP? Not likely, because I'm not a WISP. I'm learning that side of the business. I would be a non-expert speculating how to become a WISP. I could just guess my way through it. I might do a decent job. I'm confident.
Hey.
I don't know if I'm right, but I'm confident.
Hey, we watch a lot of YouTubers. You would not be the first.
Yeah, I watch enough YouTubers. You'll
muddle your way
actually
through
find,
it.
and this is one of the reasons, so I get a lot of people requesting firewall videos for random firewalls and things like that. And I don't have anything against maybe that particular brand of firewall, but the fact that I've never used it also means I'm not an expert in it. And it may not behoove me to take the time to learn it because I don't have any active deployments. A lot of people seem to like MiroTik. They seem to be popular firewalls. I don't know anything bad about them, but I also don't have any deployments on them. So I'm not enough of an expert to do it. I do have enough deployments on Sonic walls, and days are numbered for Sonic wall for us ripping them out. We have clients with Sonic walls. They're under warranty. They're still current, so we haven't ripped them out because they're not in need. I just really dislike the interface in the whole Sonic wall. So when those become obsolete, we're going to replace them with probably a pfSense or something that I like better, either UniFi or pfSense. We generally settled on those two devices because they work really, really well for us. So it's hard for me to do these in-depth comparisons because I can only do these periphery, what is it the word? Kind of like really broad overview of them because unless I really test them.
I can't even say the word
Cursory.
There you go.
One of these
Go with
words.
that. We're kind of getting called out because we have promised the mesh video for like a month now.
Oh, I know, the mesh one. Trust me. Trust me. We really want to do it because let me show you guys something. Look, these things have been on the table over here, set up to do the mesh. We have been in, we're like, look, these look like bunnies. I even drew bunny ears on one of them. They look cool. I really want to do the video. We tested everything, because everything before I do the video is all rehearsed ahead of time. I'm rarely doing anything in real time, because I want to make sure I understand how everything works, all the steps have been gone through, and all the testing. We have been swamped. He's been out of the office. The other projects we've had, a couple, like the big one we updated you on, there is a lot going on, and it's been tough to pull away from that. I have another one that I'm rubbing my face because it's like I need to lock myself in my room for a little while to sort this out. I have 119 emails to get a couple things put on a website. And then the person in the meeting admitted to not even looking at the website before sending me changes to the website. So I had to sort the back and forth has been. Marvin looked at it. He goes, "What is all this?" I'm like, yeah. The meeting just was so, and it's one of those things. We're doing an IT takeover for a whole bunch of components for a company, and so we're getting in people fighting because they used to use all their friends for IT. Now they're having one professional company versus the friend that would stop by and he plugs something in over here. It's just, and they're fighting. Some of the owners want us in. They're dealing with this employee issues in between.
Which is not uncommon.
No, that's not uncommon at all. And so we kind of get caught in between. The owners are like, just make it happen, just make it happen. So it's also one of those things I have to let them know. We got to bill for some management time here because there's 100. They're like, they sent you 119 emails. I'm like, there's 119 so far, and I'm not done.
Right.
Yeah.
But the weather has gotten nicer, so we're going to want to be outside, and we're going to. That's part of doing the
this.
Video,
definitely doing the mesh video. Hey, we promised you the wiki video. You got the wiki video, and I went all in and even built a VM. So I didn't just tell you what we did.
It took 6 months, but you got it. So we're still ahead of schedule on the mesh video, technically.
Technically, we're ahead of schedule. We're actually hoping to do an on-site because we're waiting. Some of these we bought because they're going to get approved for another project, and we were just going to do the mesh video with the project as well because it's an outdoor Wi-Fi setup. So we were going to cover the whole thing and we're actually going to film on-site because we can. We have permission to do that. We just got to get them to approve. So, let's see. Good night from Portugal. I'm going to catch up on this.
Right, yeah. Somebody earlier mentioned that they were from the Netherlands, so cool.
Yeah. Bridge project. Yeah, we talked. I mentioned that one again.
Bridge, yeah.
Yeah, I mentioned that one in my. I did the other UniFi video, so the site to site on that. That install went really well. That connected someone's house to. They have a house, and then they have another house for their pool house. They wouldn't let us film on site, and not everyone wants you to wander around their house with cameras and put it on YouTube. I don't care. I'll wander around my house with a camera and put it on YouTube, but not everyone's quite ready for that. So, I didn't get to film on site for there, but I will tell you that the project worked. I did the video the night before and it showed you how to set it up and walked you through and did a speed test with them and stuff. So that's, yeah, plenty more videos are definitely coming on the channel. I'm also going to do the accounting. I think I mentioned I had to do the accounting video, do the mesh video. This is video 500, so yeah. Do we actually deploy? Oh, no, I never mentioned I didn't. We deploy pfSense to a lot of customers. I don't know where anyone got the impression that we didn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, pfSense, that's a customer facing.
You're just not going to buy the hardware from us necessarily.
Right. Yeah, we often set it up direct.
Unless we're building your server, or if we're building a server for you or something. But
yeah, for the most part, and this is like a general process we do, and if you want to contract us for work, is we'll recommend the different parts you can buy. We even, hey, thank you if you can buy it from the Amazon store. There's no margin in the parts. So if you said, hey Tom, can you help me set up these mesh? No problem. Go to Amazon store, buy all the mesh units, get them delivered to your place, get them all plugged in, or option B, you can have all this stuff delivered here, and we can configure it all here and then deploy it. There's different methodologies that can be done, all depending on your level of expertise. A lot of times with the firewalls, when we've been helping people with pfSense firewall, for example, they already have it plugged in and set up. They just need some rules put in. So they got it on the most basic level of it routes traffic, now what? Can you set my VPN up? Can you set that? And actually, we started this late because I was helping someone just add a couple of VPN users. I may do some updated videos because I found a default checkbox on the latest version of pfSense. So there's a default checkbox I had to uncheck to make something work in a use case. So I may cover a couple little details. I also want to do, because I was doing some troubleshooting videos, thinking about doing some troubleshooting videos on how to troubleshoot network issues and how to track down things in there. Because I don't think I've ever, I've never done any of those. Of how do I find that person sucking up all the bandwidth with Glacier, and how do you find that so quickly?
Yeah.
Some of the things like that. So that would actually be pretty helpful. There's also some command line tools on FreeNAS to help you look at how the hard drives are writing. We were doing some speed tests, and I think someone had asked me before how you do it. It's just a simple IO stat command, but maybe I'll do that, some covering of how you do that. I've also, and I did testing today and I got a little aggravated. People had asked me about FreeNAS running UniFi. I can do those. I'm not sure about production, but I had an idea to see and follow up and do the FreeNAS and the virtualization tool that is now built into U4 of FreeNAS. But I already got thwarted already because of a problem with the one piece of hardware I had isn't compatible with it. And once again, I'm back to the aggravation I have of why I don't run the VMs inside of FreeNAS of there's not much of an error. It doesn't give you error messages. So you kind of have to dig around obscurity until you find it. I don't think that's ready for prime time yet because I don't.
Yeah.
And I want to let you know, and I'm not shooting my screen right now, but if you're watching, the folks over at XCPNG, I fixed the spelling of deal watching. So give me the new version. They sent me a message. They commented my video. If you won't spell watching correct, I can't give you the new version of it. I got that message from them. So I'm like, all right, I'll fix it. I'll fix it right now.
Fine. I just looked at the time. I have to scoot.
He's got to scoot. I'm actually going to run too. I don't think I have anything else really to say because I really got to get back to work.
He does.
Yeah, I should be doing work, and he's got to go. He's got to go get us more clients, so I stay really busy. That's kind of where we're at right now. And I'm gonna need some hot sauce.
Lucky you, man. Take it all down.
Take it all down. Throw it down. But no, I think that's it. Everything else is just me getting back to work. entertaining my son. Well, he can entertain himself. He actually wants the TV, so as soon as we leave here, he just puts on YouTube videos or something. He doesn't watch his dad, though. He watches, like, gaming people and stuff, because that's what kids...
Sure, I don't watch my dad.
Oh, my son!
Oh,
my
wow,
son,
look at that.
My son's one of the live watchers now.
He's sitting in the room with us,
I said
watching
hi.
us. Yeah,
Oh,
you did.
there's my son, Marcus Lawrence. He
look
said
at
hi.
that. Hi, Marcus Lawrence.
That's funny.
Hey, Marcus, throw like $20 our way from your dad's bank account.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm going to scoot. If he's getting out of here too, then we will see you next week.
See you next
for
week.
another live edition.
See you in the live edition.
Actually, will we see next week? Will be next week is PenguinCon, right?
Well, next Thursday's not.
Oh, that's right. So,
Yeah.
Okay, that's right.
Yep. So it's the Thursday after. I don't know what I'm gonna do from PenguinCon. I do have to ping. I want to. For those of you, some of you, thank you very much for reaching out and giving us. You can run if you need to, Mark.
All right.
Thank you, though, Wendell from Level 1 Techs. I haven't reached out to him yet, but I'm going to ping him to see if he's coming to PenguinCon. I wanted to chat with him. If he's in the area, maybe I can get Wendell to do a video with us. If you don't know, Level 1 Techs, great channel. They do a lot of what we do. They're one of the few that are probably more like us in terms of similar hardware coverage with Linux and everything else. So they're a great channel as well. So I don't know Wendell personally, so I'm hoping to meet him at PenguinCon. I'm going to be there next Saturday and Sunday. I'm actually doing a talk on open source video editing and some other stuff. So that's definitely happening. How can you contact me directly? Email or a contact form. Contact form, that's what I wanted to mention. I am working on a new contact form. I'll probably have it published tomorrow or the next day. We have a contact form on there, but if you want to contact us, fill out the contact form, put some information in there, and you can easily... people will tell you, and I'm a little obsessive about this, I reply to no fewer than probably 30, 40 emails a day, sometimes as high as 50, between client emails and people from YouTube. But if you don't get a reply, sometimes it's because I had a guy attach his PFSense file, said, Tom, can you load this on your server and tell me what's wrong with it? That was all the email said. I'm like, I have no idea. So I didn't reply, because if you're not going to ask a somewhat of a structured question that I can reply to, I don't really, if you make it difficult, I may not reply. If you say, hey, Tom, what about this? I can reply. And if you have an in-depth thing, I may reply with, okay, for X dollars, I can do that for you, because you're asking me to help really solve a more in-depth problem, versus should I buy this mesh, or do you like these mesh? I'll say yes, and things like that. So you got to kind of ask structured questions. It helps me a lot, but not this long either. If you write me a book, I may not find time to read that, and I'll put it on the later list, and that may take a while for me to reply, because if it takes me 20 minutes of reading, that's a whole nother problem. If you want to contact us for a project, if you want to hire us to do some work for you, that's different. You start out with, I want to hire you. We're making the new contact form a little bit simpler, so it has some options on there. That way we know directly for the people that want to hire us for work or just to talk. I've done that before. If you want to throw some dollars at me just to get me on the phone and chat with me about a couple things, we do that. My time is very limited, so I don't have infinite amounts of time, and I do this for a living, so I have to make a living. That's unfortunately, money doesn't just fall from the great sky of YouTube and pay for this building, the payroll, and everything else that we do here. There's a lot going on. Yeah, I remember Tech Syndicate a while back. So, yeah, Tech Syndicate. I know Level 1 is kind of there was some type of drama that I don't know or even care about, and so it's just a matter of now they're Level 1 techs. They were part of something else, but yeah, Wendell and them seem like really nice guys. Curious about cybersecurity in the field. If you have some basic questions, yeah, but if people send me these 30, 40, 50 questionnaire, I don't have time to answer 30 or 40, 50 questions. Your best bet, if you have a long lot of cybersecurity questions, is head over to like sysadmin Reddit and say, hey, I'm doing a cybersecurity project for school. I need some Q&A. You'll get a lot more and more breadth of answers. You're going to get a lot more answers from a lot more people, and it may be better for you. So, hi from Denmark. 9 or 10 questions? Fill them on the contact form if it's 9 or 10 questions. If they're not too long, maybe I'll have time to reply, or one of my staff will reply to you. Just fill out our contact form and hit send. Easiest way to find us, get a hold of us. Do you have a public FAQ? I don't have a public FAQ yet, so nope, not yet. Don't know if I need to have a public FAQ just yet. We've debated about doing the forums. I kind of go back and forth on that too. I love it if everyone posts things in forums. I've tried using the Facebook forums. I've encouraged people to post there. Nobody seems to post there. People tell me they hate Facebook. Facebook makes it simple because it's easy to manage. And one of the things I like about Facebook in terms of ease to manage is if you look through the Facebook posts, if you bother with the forums that we have in there, you notice I reply with screenshots a lot. That's something that Facebook makes really easy. I grab a screenshot of the setting I want to show someone, I paste it in. I grab it, I paste it in. I grab it, I paste it in. I reply a lot like that. So it makes it really handy. And one of the reasons I like the Facebook forums, because it's easy. I'm using Facebook for other reasons. In my business, I get people who message me and things like that. And I can also just quickly reply to things like with screenshots. So go ahead and throw things in there if you want to reach out to us on, Facebook and use that forum. I even decided if I want to set up some other forum system, everything becomes one more thing to manage, so not sure about managing it. Anyways, some more videos are coming up with the Invoice Ninja. I've been working with them to keep enhancing that product. And I will leave on this note. People keep saying, oh, did you use open source just because it's free? No, not at all. I use, for example, Invoice Ninja versus QuickBooks because I don't like the interface for QuickBooks. And this is the problem with some of these companies. You bend to their will. You bend to their design. Maybe the designers will listen to you. Maybe they won't. With open source, it's very different. One, I've customized some of the things myself. I can play with the code. I'm able to do this and make some tweaks and go, hey, how about this? Since we've loaded Invoice Ninja, we've seen, I think, 3 or 4 releases with it. The developers have been amazing. They're very interactive. They care about their clients. They care about the feedback that we give them to keep enhancing things. So it's great. So this whole, open source works really well in terms of Invoice Ninja. There's a lot of money flowing through it for my company, so it's a proven product. It's not something we're just tinkering with. It's a great platform, and it's not because it's free I use it versus using QuickBooks. It does all the things I want it to do. It does it through a web interface, which are requirements I really like. So awesome. Those are things I really like. Coming back to this right here, see, do you guys use any OpenBSD for your servers yet? And your thoughts on Hyper-V? FreeBSD runs FreeNAS and pfSense. No on the Hyper-V. I'm not probably likely to do videos on Hyper-V on Windows Server. Here's the thing. Do we administer it all day? Yes. I hate it. I fix it. And that's one of those things. I run Linux, but I fix Windows. This is where I make a lot of money. I fix Windows. I fix domain controllers. I fix all kinds of goofy problems with DNS and weird event issues and servers that get stuck in boot loops and dumb things trying to chase out that. I do not like Windows. I use it out of the fact that my clients use it. So that's as much Windows as is enough Windows for me. It's not my favorite thing. It's a good thing because it breaks. There's plenty in the market for it breaking. So yes, we service Windows. Yes, we'll set up whatever the client needs, Hyper-V and server domains. But my passion isn't for doing the videos on it at all. We've done it. Matter of fact, we've built some custom terminal servers so everyone has remote desktop into it. So we have one server everyone remotes into, and we've built those whole solutions out for clients because there's not a Linux equivalent. I could have sold them anyways. It works well. It's a great thing, but I may do a video on Duo because we've integrated Duo with two-factor authentication and RDP. It's a great secure solution. My passion isn't in doing videos for them, which is mostly why you don't see videos on any of those. It's really not my thing. How do you choose your subnets? I throw darts at the wall. 192.168, 10 and 20 and 30 and 40. We just build out ranges. I guess I would need a more in-depth question to answer that better for you. We just don't put them in 192.168.1.1 because that sometimes causes conflicts if they're remoting in from home with a VPN. Yep, someone commented Lenovo ThinkPad. I think that's it. I really got to get back to work. So, and I'll get more videos are coming. Like I said, we will get to these things and get these all set up so you can do the mesh video. We'll do it in the car. We already did it once. We just didn't record it. We drove across the street, and we're really impressed with how far these UniFi reach. They're just super awesome. That's about it. Oh, calculator or math? Math? Okay. I'll answer math. All right, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. You want to hire us, you want to contact us, lawrencesystems.com. Hit the contact page, fill out, and let's chat, talk about what you want. Or if you don't want to hire us to do a project, go ahead and do that. All right, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, bell button, thumbs up, leave some feedback, leave some comments. Thank you. 500 videos. I love all of you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for almost 100 of you at the peak of here watching this. All right. Where'd my mouse go? Here's the fun part. I have my remote control software Screen Connect that I have to connect to the streaming server and to make this stop. So this actually takes a second. Also, I am going to be doing a new video on Screen Connect. We got a new version.